Hi, this is Sandy,
Hi, this is Trina.
and we are coming to you from sunny.
Manteka, California. Look at that behind us.
It's a
Sunny
beautiful,
again.
beautiful, beautiful day.
Yes.
And we're here, so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Today we decided we were going to talk about just some various things that are, again, cliches. I know you've heard us say some things about cliches, but sometimes people make them their reality, right? And so how that reality might manifest itself in your thoughts. So specifically the thoughts about the loss of someone. And something that Sandy had brought up was comments that people made, and maybe you might want to share it yourself about.
Well, you're looking for a new norm.
Yeah,
You've accepted the fact that might not be in agreement, but you've accepted the fact that this person is no longer with you, and that the loss is very much so real and is very much so painful. And you're looking for things to return as normal. Oh, just give it some time. Things will get back to normal. I'm sure we know the person or persons mean well
yeah,
by saying that.
right.
But the fact of the matter is, things will never be that normal as when the person was here. Meaning, there will be a new normal, just not the normal that we're used to, not the normal before the passing.
Yeah,
There will come a time where things will be somewhat normal to you and it'll get easier, and there will be a rhythm that's back into your life. But to say that things will go back to be the same, it will never be the same.
I think it's embedded in with fear, though, to know that's the questioning, right? That
Right.
people question, and my life won't ever be the same. And I think
No,
we,
it
we
won't.
talked about this before, and it won't, right?
It won't.
You're absolutely right. Your life will never be the same as it was when that particular loved one was with you. And so I guess we have to sit here and say, I'm ready to accept that it'll never be the same. Or like Sandy said, I have to create a new normal. And what's normal now,
Right.
right? And that the thought of it is very painful in itself. Like, how could I enjoy whatever it is without this particular person?
And I think we kind of trick ourselves in saying, well, I'm going to get back to a normal life. I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to visit with friends. I'm going to go out to dinner. And so we tell ourselves, we're getting back to normal. You are getting back to a life that you definitely deserve to be living, but it is not the same life. And I think when we understand that and we realize that this part of our world that this person shared, it's a very special part of who we are, what they brought into our life. And what you had with that person is very significant. So I don't want to minimize it by saying now that you've gotten to this, place of acceptance and you're going on about a new normal day. That doesn't mean you forget about them. Doesn't mean that the pain goes away.
Right. It doesn't. I mean, it still will be there even years later, even with a new normal.
Yes.
Um, but I think, you know, we hate to hear this that yeah, it will never be the same. Not the same as it was then. And we can talk. We have talked about how people experience shifts, and so the loss of someone, would it would help uh, exacerbate a shift.
Right.
And we talk often about seasons, right? Like what season you might be in, and oftentimes it is a low season when you're having grief or you're experiencing grief. And so one of the things that we might recommend is self-care.
Yes.
Just make sure that you care for yourself.
Right.
You know, there's a part of me that wants to always say, just keep moving. Whatever you do, even if you're in the process of creating this new normal, move. You gotta move. You gotta keep moving and move into spaces that are unfamiliar, move back into spaces that are familiar, and eventually, you'll just find a new way to move.
And to piggyback off of that, as you're moving, I like to remind you and myself, don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to just stop, take a moment, take a real moment for you, a moment to just be still, take in the air, take in the surroundings, just check in on yourself. And I find that to be a really good tool that I use for myself, because sometimes I'm moving so fast between work, family, friends. We're just moving at a rapid speed sometimes, and we got all these things on that calendar, and we're constantly just in motion. But the self care, the stopping to move in something that's healthy for us, that's going to be directly impactful to yourself, to do something that's going to make you feel good, something that's going to encourage or motivate you or relax you or make you laugh or smile. Don't forget, you deserve that. Give yourself permission to do that.
Yeah.
Don't look for the permission. Don't wait for the offer. Create that space for yourself.
Yeah. One of the things I was thinking about too was that how oftentimes when you are in a posture of creating a new norm, then there's this guilt that might set in, right? You feel guilty about, oh, I'm moving on, or I'm moving forward without this person here. And so that part is just it's normal to feel some heavy guilt sometimes. But I'm gonna go back to our last segment of, you know, live in peace, because that person that you want to rest in peace would want you to.
Right.
So I want just work on the just what's good for you.
Right.
It sounds selfish, but it must happen. You have to pour some time into yourself.
And that's where the giving yourself permission, I believe, comes in. And I encourage you not to look at it as being selfish, or look at it as being selfish. I mean, because in order to be what we need to be for ourselves and those around us, we must take care of ourselves first.
Yeah.
You cannot even think about taking care of somebody else if you're not taken care of.
Yeah.
Because on the plane,
Every plane.
what happens on the plane? What
Every
are part
plane.
of the instructions that they give us when we are before we take off?
Yeah.
When that
Yeah.
oxygen mask falls, you must
Yeah.
first take care of yourself,
Yeah.
and then, and so it's no different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's a very good analogy too, right? That you have to, in order for me to care for you, I have to be cared for,
Right.
that I might have enough energy and enough oxygen to help you in
Right.
that way. So put your mask on first, and then you can see about the needs of the family, the friends, the work. You have to put your mask on first. I like that you said that too. That it is said on every plane. I think it should be said in every life. In
Yes.
order for you to really be able to care for someone else, then go ahead and put your mask on first.
So we just want to encourage you. We want to be a resource for you. And we really would love your feedback. If there's something that we haven't talked about or something you want to add on to this conversation, some ideas, some suggestions, we would love to hear from you, and we would love to talk about it. And I think that we all want the same thing. We want to live in peace.
Live in peace. And honor our loved ones.
By doing so,
Yeah.
I do believe we honor them.
Yeah.
By taking care of ourselves, by doing the things that you know that they would tell us to do. If they were sitting right beside you and they seen you in the state, whatever state that is, they would want you to be the best version of yourself. And we know that takes time and that looks different for everyone. This
Yeah.
is just a friendly reminder to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And keep moving.
Keep moving.
Yeah.
Don't forget to visit Your lighthouse.
It'll help you find your way out of the dark.
Until next time, friends.
See you, friends.